Your mind is unique. There is no other psychological framework like yours, and you will experience emotions differently than anyone else. Take falling in love as an example. This may feel like weightlessness, lightness, or it may feel as if a million bees are trapped inside your stomach. It may be intense, or it may be subtle. It may be instantaneous, or it may emerge gradually. It is the same with anger, frustration, weariness, and even happiness. Just because you may not experience the same emotion in the same way as another person does not devalue what you are experiencing. Because no two people will experience the same emotion in the same way, no definition will be appropriate for every person. For example, two people battling depression may experience very different symptoms. The first may have trouble sleeping, have no appetite, and have no interest in things that were once enjoyable, while the second has trouble with sleeping in too long, binge eating, and intense waves of despair. These two instances of depression will look strikingly different from an external viewer, but both of these suffer as emotions and experiences are valid and could be identified as depression. This is why intense emotions like grief affect different people in such disparate ways. Two siblings are facing the loss of a parent, for example, will each deal with it in his or her way. The first may cling to family and friends for support in coping with the intense grief, while the other may become the family comic, cracking jokes to keep everyone smiling while dealing with the sadness in private. Neither of these responses is wrong, they're just different. Identifying and defining emotions in one must be a personal affair. When we compare ourselves with others, we end up invalidating our feelings because they don't seem to match what everyone else is feeling. Your emotions are yours, and they are valid already in the fact that you are experiencing them. We do not experience every emotion at the same intensity every time, by which I mean emotional intensity varies depending on what the experience is. Over the loss of that beloved celebrity, but these tears would likely be cathartic, granting inner relief through the expression of the emotion. A high-intensity emotion, on the other hand, can be more difficult to face or cope with, causing emotional and psychological distress. The loss of a friend, for example, may cause that much higher intensity of grief, making it difficult to continue with daily life. Not everyone experiences emotions with the same intensity. The more difficult emotions can be to cope with.
Thank you for watching this video. There are more videos which can inspiring you.